Have you ever gotten one of those spam calls from a number that looks eerily similar to your own? It's unnerving, right? But what if it wasn't just similar? What if it was your exact number? It was a Tuesday night, just like any other. I was winding down, scrolling through my phone, when it started vibrating in my hand. I glanced at the screen, and my blood ran cold. The caller ID displayed my own name, my own number. A prank, I thought. Some new spoofing app. Annoyed, but morbidly curious, I swiped to answer. Silence. Just a faint static hiss, like wind through a cracked window. "Hello?" I said, my voice a little shaky. Nothing. "Who is this?" Still silence. I was about to hang up, chalking it up to a weird glitch, when a voice finally crackled through the speaker. It was a whisper, dry and raspy like dead leaves skittering across pavement. It said just 4 words. "Don't look behind you." My heart hammered against my ribs. I was frozen, sitting on the edge of my bed. My apartment was small. The only thing behind me was the wall, a bookshelf, and the closed door to my hallway. A chill that had nothing to do with the air conditioning crept up my spine. The call ended. I was left staring at my phone, the screen now dark, reflecting my own wide, terrified eyes. Of course, the first thing I did was exactly what the voice told me not to do. How could I not? I whipped my head around. Nothing. Just my familiar, slightly messy room. The bookshelf was there, overflowing with paperbacks. The poster of my favorite band was slightly crooked on the wall. The hallway door was shut tight. I let out a breath I didn't realize I was holding. A stupid, stupid prank. My friends have a twisted sense of humor. I sent a quick, angry text to our group chat. "All right, who's the genius who spoofed my number? Very funny." No one replied immediately. I tried to laugh it off, my own laughter sounding hollow and strange in the quiet room. I got up, walked to the door, and double-checked the deadbolt. Locked. I peered through the peephole. The hallway was empty, bathed in that dim, yellowish light that always made it feel a little spooky. I felt a bit foolish, but the unease lingered like a bad taste in my mouth. I decided to distract myself, put on a movie, something loud and brainless. But I couldn't focus. Every creak of the old building, every distant siren made me jump. My eyes kept darting towards the door, towards the dark corners of the room. The whisper echoed in my mind. "Don't look behind you." Why that specific phrase? What was supposed to be there? Then my phone buzzed again. A text message. It was from my own number. My hands trembled as I opened it. It was a picture. My heart stopped. It was a photo of me, right now, sitting on my bed, staring at my phone. It was taken from behind, from a high angle, near the corner of the ceiling behind my bookshelf. My head snapped up to that corner. There was nothing there, just plaster and shadow. How? How was this possible? Panic set in, real and suffocating. This wasn't a prank. My friends weren't that sophisticated. I scrambled off the bed, backing away, keeping my eyes fixed on that corner. My phone rang again. My number. I stared at it, horrified. Should I answer? Should I just throw the phone against the wall? My thumb, acting of its own accord, swiped to answer. I put it on speaker, my voice barely a whisper. "What do you want?" The same dry, rasping voice whispered back, but this time it wasn't through the phone. It was in the room with me. It came from right behind my ear. "I told you not to look." I didn't scream. I couldn't. All the air was gone from my lungs. I felt a coldness spread through me that was absolute and final. My legs gave out and I collapsed, my phone clattering to the floor. The last thing I saw before everything went dark was my phone screen, still lit up, showing the active call from myself, the timer ticking upwards. 1 minute, 2 minutes, an eternity. When I woke up, it was morning. Sunlight was streaming through my window and the birds were singing. For a blissful second, I thought it was all a nightmare. Then I saw my phone on the floor. I picked it up. The call log showed the calls from last night. The text message with the photo was still there. I deleted it, my fingers shaking so badly I could barely hit the button. I felt watched. The feeling was intense, a physical pressure on the back of my neck. I didn't stay. I packed a bag, just the essentials, my eyes constantly scanning the room, never letting my back face the corners for more than a second. I didn't know where I was going. A friend's house? A hotel? It didn't matter. I just had to get out of that apartment. As I was about to walk out the door, I hesitated. A part of me, the rational part, was screaming that this was insane. But the fear was stronger. I took one last look around. Everything seemed normal. Too normal. My gaze fell on the bookshelf behind where I'd been sitting. Tucked between two thick novels was something that hadn't been there before. It was a small, old-fashioned Polaroid picture. My blood turned to ice. With a trembling hand, I pulled it out. The photo was slightly faded, its colors muted. It showed my empty bed. But in the corner of the room, near the ceiling where the photo of me had been taken from, a dark shape was huddled. It was long and thin, with limbs bent at unnatural angles, and it seemed to melt into the shadows. Its head was tilted, and even though I couldn't make out any features, I knew, with a certainty that chilled me to my soul, that it was looking right at the camera, right at me. I dropped the photo as if it had burned me. I didn't wait for another call. I didn't wait for another whisper. I ran. I ran out of the apartment, out of the building, and into the street, not stopping until the sun was warm on my face and the sounds of the city drowned out the memory of that terrible, dry voice. I've been staying with friends ever since. I changed my number. I'm seeing a therapist. They all think I had a psychotic break, a reaction to stress. Maybe they're right. I want them to be right. But every time my new phone rings, my heart still leaps into my throat, and I never, ever sit with my back to a dark corner, because sometimes when the house is quiet and the night is closing in, I can almost hear a faint, static hiss, and I know, deep down, that whatever was in my room that night is still out there, and it remembers my number. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If you've ever had a creepy experience like this, I'd be fascinated to hear about it in the comments below. Stay safe out there, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more strange tales. See you next time.